All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pin High Philly. I'm Francesca Ruscio, that Philly golf chick. All right, whatever. On today's episode, we bring in a wonderful guest. Philly viewers have welcomed him into their living rooms every single night. We've got Jason Martinez, who is the co-anchor of Fox 29 News at, I believe, 5, 6, and 10. And if I got that wrong, he can correct me. He's also the host of Fantastic Sports Show. He's covered major stories across the country. I think he's won an Emmy and then some. But real quick, we're going to do a quick shout out to our friends over at PXG for helping us get ready for this year's golf season. There's a lot going on in Philly sports. This makes me so excited. If you've been thinking about getting fitted or upgrading your set, so to speak, now is the time to do so. You can use the Philly Golf Girl 10 promo code to do just that. Jason, welcome to the Pin High Philly Sports Podcast. It's so good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
What is going on in Philly sports right now? Like there's
highs and lows, extreme
Okay.
highs and lows, and I'm focusing on the highs right now because the lows are brutal. The Phillies are terrible. We might be talking about firings here. I don't know what's going on with this team. I really don't. Maybe we should have saw this coming, but I'm focusing on the Flyers because this is like a bonus that we never saw coming. Even Anthony Sanfilippo is probably shocked about this whole run they're on.
Oh yeah. I'm personally shocked too. And I have to admit, I am a bandwagon, diehard Eagles, bandwagon Phillies, Flyers fan too. We are bandwagoning. I mean, yeah, rightfully so.
Well, and at the time we're recording this, the Sixers, are in it still. And not that anybody takes them too seriously, but bandwagon's fine. I think it's important that you admit that. Because you know how Philly fans are.
Yes.
They want to take a roll call about who the real fans are, who the bandwagon fans are.
Yes.
So I got tickets to tomorrow night's game, to Flyers game, Saturday night. So that's they're going for the suite. I'm excited.
Nice. So you're not from Philly,
No.
so to speak. You're a California boy.
Southern Cal. I got here in 2019. So I got here, I guess that's 7 years ago. And if I can survive Philly, I can make it anywhere. And I think I've passed that threshold. The people of Philly have accepted me into their living rooms for enough time now. I think I've passed the test. I love Philly. I never want to leave. I'm raising a family here. We have a wonderful neighborhood, great kids. And we found a home here. My wife and I, we have no extended family within 1,500 miles. We have no brothers, aunts, cousins, nothing around here.
Wow. Now, 2019 feels like last year. Isn't that wild? When you said 2019.
7 years ago.
There's no possible way that was 7 years ago. Wow.
And then the pandemic, and that sucked. And then, we're in a groove now, though.
What are your expectations for the Flyers? What's your gut instinct?
Gut says they sweep, and then they lose to the Hurricanes next round, which would still be an amazing season. Gives us hope for next year. They're still very young. There's a 19-year-old on this team. A 19-year-old. When I was 19, I would not have been fit for professional sports. Let me just tell you.
I can only imagine. I could say the same thing too, but luckily for me, I've been sticking to one sport for the majority of my athletic career. But I just find it so fascinating because I'm an insider. I grew up in the area. I've been here my whole life. I actually did spend a good chunk of my time in Los Angeles myself. These are two totally different sports fan bases, and I'm curious to get your take. I feel 7 years is a good chunk of time to get a good, I guess, like you can really gauge the temperature and how you feel about the Philadelphia fan base. Does it compare or contrast to maybe like San Diego or LA?
LA, I grew up a Dodger fan. I grew up a Laker fan in the 80s and 90s when Kobe was there and Shaq and Magic Johnson earlier. And then, the Dodgers have, I always draw a lot of fans. The big knock on Dodger fans is they leave the game early and they get there late. And Philly fans would never do that. That's a huge difference. The passion is there from all fan bases.
Mhm.
Won a Stanley Cup in 2014 and 2012, but it's the day to day for me. It's the Monday morning. I don't like the way our team played in April. I'm calling the radio show. We got to talk about this. We've got to have therapy about it. It impacts people's lives more here.
Right.
Sports here is more day to day impactful for people
Mhm.
than it is.
Mm.
There's stuff to do in LA. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to the beach. They got a bunch of stuff going on. But the genuineness of Philadelphians and people in the area, it's
Mhm.
second to none. People in LA suck. I'll just say it. They're
They
just
do.
neighbors don't talk. There's no block parties. There's no community. Everybody's out for themselves. And here, like your neighbor will tell you, bro, like take your trash cans in. But you know what? I'll take them in for you. It's like they could talk. They could talk to you like,
Yeah. You know what? Let's talk about this for a second. And you and I have spent a good chunk of time on both coasts. My personal take is that I do believe everybody's nice. The West Coast, East Coast narrative, there's a lot of nice people. But I feel that the main difference is you're not going to find a whole lot of kindness out on the West Coast. There's a
none.
lot of brute kindness in Philly. And I also believe that's just like an East Coast culture thing. And you telling me that you have your family here, you're raising your family here, you feel right at home here.
Mm,
That's not on purpose. And I have a theory. When East Coasters go to the West Coast, they go for work. Obviously, we're being a little selfish here, but then we come back because we want to add to our legacies and we want to expand and we just want to be better human beings. And I also believe that, there's a lot of Catholics on the East Coast as well. You and I are very much so about our faith.
mhm.
And I've observed this about you over social media, and I can't wait to talk more on that. But I believe that there are a lot of people who leave their family lives in spite to go move out to the West Coast from different parts of the country. So this is another thing that I have noticed actually. And you're a specific case because you're actually from there too. So that's different.
Mhm.
But that has to be something that I noticed from just spending an exuberant amount of time there, then coming back here to
Yeah.
continue to expand on my work. So with that being said, you've been working for Fox 29. You
Mhm.
are, I mean, especially the fan base for Fox 29. How quickly did you realize Philly viewers expect authenticity from their
Oh,
anchors?
that is a great question. That is a
Yes.
great word. Authenticity is I've let that drive me my whole career. And again, if I went on the air here in 2019 when I got here
Yeah.
and I came off as fake or phony or disingenuous, I would be dead in a month as far as, my career would be
Yeah.
gone. They'd say this guy's phony. We And trust me, the bosses listen to opinions like that. So I've been lucky enough to land in the right place for me, and I've let my genuine, authentic personality guide me and lead me. And thank God
Mm,
it's hasn't led me astray. But
mm,
we are so happy here because you mentioned our faith, like our parish. It's part of our community, our neighborhood, part of our family now. So whenever we need a babysitter, hey, we call the neighbor girl. Hey, can you come over for a little bit?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
they've become our family in that way. And so,
Mm.
I never leave home without this. By the way, too.
No, I
Uh, I
mine's
carry one
literally
everywhere
right
I
over
go.
there.
Nice.
I love that. Oh, what was something that surprised you about the Philly community that you've cultivated since you've been here?
um, that the reputation is not it's not true. It's just not
Uh,
true as far as sports fans or people. Hey, people are jerks there. Maybe if you're a jerk, they're a jerk.
yeah.
Maybe you as a person,
Yeah.
if you're not, carrying your way, you're being a bad neighbor, just a bad person, you're going to get called out. Whereas in
Mhm,
LA, I don't think they're going to say anything to you. They're just going to go about their business. Here,
mhm.
it's just, it's like a big. They say brotherly love. Philadelphia is like a big brother to me, and they treat me like I'm one of their like I'm a native of Philly.
Right.
Hmm.
So I guess you passed the test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to now with your job, is there a sports story that you've covered doesn't matter how recent it is, that really stayed with you personally? Because I know we do our best to separate our work from our personal lives, but you're a storyteller professionally.
Mm-hmm. A sports story that stuck. Well,
Yeah.
it would be the Super Bowl. It would
Besides
be
the
tough.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
It,
can't.
well,
That was
only
so good.
only because it was a week of
Mhm.
hype leading up to it. We got there the Sunday before, and just to know what it meant to the people of Philadelphia, like it's not even about football to me. A
Right.
victory story of Philadelphia sport. This is why I've jumped ship from my beloved Dodgers and Lakers from a kid to
That's
being
wild,
a
by the
member of
way.
this. Well, it is, and I get criticism for it, but here's why. I have abandoned my home teams because the Phillies and the Eagles and whenever with Flyers now, it affects my life more than any LA team ever affected my life. And what I mean is on my
Mhm.
sports show, my job, my livelihood, they send me there. I have to go cover this. And my it's so fun when they win. So
Mhm.
I root so hard for these teams because it literally affects my life.
Right.
And the Dodgers, if they won the World Series again this year, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for me except, oh, look, they won again. Cool. But
Yeah.
but if the Phillies won, that means there's a parade involved, and it's so meaningful to me. So I
Mhm.
know that the Super Bowl isn't like the sexiest answer, but it
No, I
it
think it
meant a
is.
lot to me because it means a lot to me because it means a lot to them, and I just think of my neighbors and my friends who live and die by every game, and just for them to have that moment, I'm happy for them.
I love that you said that. Um, why do you think like we sports is just so embedded in the fan base and city and culture of Philadelphia?
Mm,
More so, I would say that Bill's Mafia fans, we're kindred spirits, right?
yep,
I would say
yep.
there's a little bit of that with Bill's Mafia, but why this city? Why do you think, and you've been here for 7 years, and I think it's still, I spent my whole life here. I think it's still a bit of a mystery to me. I
Somebody
have a
should write a
hard time
book on
answering this
this.
question,
I,
right?
I yeah, because New York, I think it has to do with the blue collar nature of our city, and like New York, they got too much going on. LA too.
Right.
It depends on the identity of the city. We are like
Hmm.
kind of we're between these. I think it has to do with geography. It has to do with the weather. Has to do with the upbringing, community sense of
Yeah,
pride in our city. You go to
right.
DC and you don't. I mean, there's some people who are proud to be from DC, but it's not like
Sure.
Philly. New
Right.
Yorkers are proud New Yorkers, but they've got two football teams, two baseball teams, two of everything. That
Yes.
that that waters everything down. So I think it has to do with geography,
Mhm.
culture, um, where we are, and then the history. The
Right.
bullies in the 1970s kind of started this whole bring your lunch pail, work hard, play hard, be passionate. And then we've sucked for so long that, in certain sports that like when a team is good, it's a big deal.
I look, I couldn't agree more. And we like the fact that we won that Super Bowl, this we have two Super Bowl
Yeah.
titles now is still
Yeah.
wild to me. So with that being said, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. With that being said, we have that reputation of having the most wild fan base, right? And that can be very subjective as well. But that being said, now the PGA Championship is around the
Mhm.
corner. It's coming back to Aronimink, right?
Yes.
Do you think we're going to be on our best behavior? And I ask a lot of people this. I'm going to be in attendance. Do you think we're going to be on our best behavior?
Well, ask me what I want to see. I want
Okay.
to see I want to see waste management style tournament. I mean, I want to see craziness.
Oh my God. Okay.
So I just because that would match our identity, right?
Yeah.
Like a well behaved gallery at Ronamink, it would just be. It's not. That's not Philadelphia. That wouldn't feel like Philly. I want a party. I want
Okay.
loud. I mean, don't be obnoxious. I mean, people are going to get kicked out. I predict people are going to get kicked out. What are they going to be screaming? When
Yeah.
we see somebody tee off, I don't know, but I've been hearing a lot of "Give me back my son" lately on some of these
Give me
tee
back
up.
my son.
Yeah,
That's a good heckle, actually.
I've heard that one. It was on. Who was teeing off? It was. It was Scotty Scheffler.
It was Scotty Scheffler,
Yeah,
yeah.
give me back my son.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I
Yeah.
want to see a party. I want to see the gallery having a great time, but not to the point where the PGA says we're not coming back here. You got to behave.
Mm,
Yeah. So there's a
okay.
happy medium.
I agree with that. You brought up waste management. There was an incident and a video went viral actually. Somebody paid a spectator $100 to yell an expletive at one of the
Yeah.
pros. Did you see that video?
Well, I think I saw the end where he was being escorted out. Was it? Oh,
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the waste management. Like, that's what I have in mind when you mentioned waste management.
okay. Yeah. Not that. Don't know. There's going to be guys getting kicked out and stuff. But again, this isn't Augusta. This is
Right.
Philly. At the end of the day, it's still Philly.
Mhm.
It's a major. It's going to be hopefully fun. I've never been here for a major or for any tournament. I don't think. Yeah. It's been a while, so I can't wait to
Mhm.
see.
Where does golf, you feel, fit into the sports media world from your perspective?
Ah, that's a good question.
I've got a lot of good questions.
I don't think Philly. I know I keep saying that. I don't think.
No, you're good.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in
Mhm.
my 7 years here, golf hasn't been a top story in the entire time, right? Local golf.
Mhm.
Um, Maybe in your world because you're in it every day. But as far as like the major sports story of the week, for example, it hasn't been up there. Now I'm a fan and I play, been playing for a long time, but um, I would like to talk more about it, like on our show. I don't
Yeah,
honestly. You would know better than I do whether the average Philadelphia sports fan is a golf nut.
they are.
Okay.
That has to be one of my biggest surprises about because when I started doing my Philly golf content, I'll tell you this, I did a whole series talking about all the golf courses. I
Yeah.
didn't realize myself how many freaking golf courses there are in the Philadelphia market.
Mm.
They are as old as time. They are more modern than I could have ever imagined. I mean, you've got Pine Valley, you have Marion, you've got manufacturers all within a specific square mile freaking radius. There's
Hmm.
so much good golf here.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, and I got to meet people who are members of these places so I can play them.
Yeah, you
Uh,
do.
I I have a friend who's a member at Lanark, a couple other
Okay.
ones, and another one in Springfield. I don't get to play as much because I have golf guilt. This is a whole nother therapy conversation we should have. But with
Love it.
little kids,
Okay.
I have a personal rule. I will not play golf if I can't do it freely and without guilt. You see, what I mean by that is kids at home, work that needs to be done, something I should be doing instead. Like if I can't have a free just mind and
Mhm.
spirit while I'm playing, I'm not playing. I just can't. Like I can't enjoy it. I need to fully enjoy it. So with little kids at home, I can't rationale a 5 hour round knowing I should be dad at home. I should be, doing something. Maybe like I'm missing a game, a sport, a T-ball game. I'm not doing it. So my
Well,
next dream is to
yeah.
get them on the course and play with them.
Thank you. I was just gonna say, what can eliminate that guilt, or what do you think you need to do? You gotta bring them along with you, and you gotta let them
Exactly.
fall in love with the game
Yeah.
themselves.
Yep, that's on the well. So one's 7 and the other one's 5. So they're right there at that age to start swinging. Got to go to the range,
Yes.
get them a lesson, and that sort of thing.
I was going to ask you another thing too, because we've been talking about the Philly sports culture. Let's
Hmm.
talk about the athletes because they're celebrities in their own space, rightfully so. Did you know that there's a lot of good golfers, a lot of good athletes who are golfers?
Mm. Well, I did. I'm playing in Mike Quick's tournament. He's the radio voice of the
Yes.
yeah, the Eagles. And I know I've talked to Saquon about golf. He loves golf. You
He
know that.
loves
Um,
golf. Yes. Yeah.
JT Real Muto and all the Phillies play. Like almost all the Phillies play, and they're all very good. Um, I don't know about any of the Sixers, but I'm sure like it's because it's to some athletes, it's more of
Yes.
an escape from the sport they play.
Hmm. Yes, this is very true. I had the pleasure of playing golf with Saquon. towards the end of last year, he was just really starting to get the bug, and it was really cool watching him in real time just get obsessed with the game. So I'll randomly get a message from him saying, "Hey, are we gonna go play? Like, look at this video, this video." He's
Yeah.
really, really into the game, and it was so funny. I was at the airport. I was on my way to the PGA convention, which I've been to once. I don't think I'll go back again. It's a bunch of elevator pitching for 4 days. It's wild. But while I was on my way to the convention, he was on his way to Fort Lauderdale. We were there at the same time. And again, what brought us there is golf.
Yeah.
What brings a lot of athletes just together in a
Hmm.
sense that they do also play golf to escape the pressures of their professional job is golf. Then what's crazy to see, their egos get in the way when they want to start playing really well because you
Yeah.
see their competitiveness from the field. You see it translate onto the golf course, and it's unlike anything you've ever seen in your
Hmm.
entire life.
Now you're onto another deeper thing about how good do you want to get before golf doesn't become fun anymore? You know what I mean?
Ooh, yes.
Like before, you started getting obsessed, and now you can't even enjoy yourself because every shot is everything. You're trying to shave scores off. I see. I've reached the point where I don't practice enough to get mad.
Mm.
So if I'm in the mid 80s, low 80s, I'm very happy.
Oh, I
If
love
I'm in
it.
the
That's
90,
yeah.
I'm not going to try to. I mean, if I'm in the 70s, my greatest score of my life was 76, and I used a rental set that day at the course. Yeah, that's a whole different story. But so now, if I'm in the mid 80s, that's about what I shoot. All right,
Uh, no, that's actually still really good for somebody
I'd
who
be okay with
doesn't
that.
play a lot. Yeah, I'd be okay with that too. Who do you have winning, taking it home at Aronimink this year?
I've become a huge. Gosh, who's the Catholic? Cam Young.
Yes, Cameron Young.
I've
Yeah.
become a huge Cameron Young fan. I
Yeah.
like when these guys, and Scheffler has said the same thing, where it's like, hey, golf isn't my life,
Mm,
but it's what pays the bills, and I'm grateful what this game has given me. But
yeah.
guys who show that their priorities are straight. I go home to my kids. I go home, and they don't care whether I won or lost. And I like a dad who gets it, and and
Just
not to
like a
be
dad.
ungrateful. Just he's
Yeah.
just he gets what the
Yeah.
priorities, and
Yeah.
yeah. So I've become a fan of them, and I'm still rooting for. I like Bryson, but I'm waiting for Liv to kind of die so we can get back
No,
to reality.
I know. We're trying to livify the PGA. We saw that at the Masters. Did you get a
Yeah,
chance to catch any, like,
yeah.
sort of a glimpse of the Masters?
Oh yeah, I watched every day. And they didn't. The Liv guys didn't really perform
No,
overall. John Rahm, did he make the cut? I don't remember, but
I don't think, no.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
So
No. Mm-mm. There's a lot of, Jason, there's a lot of opinion. I would consider myself to be like a micro golf influencer. If I get if I get picked to go to the Masters,
mhm.
I would be eternally grateful. What is your opinion on, and it's circulating the internet right now, your opinion on involving influencers and people of interest outside of the golf world and merging it with the golf space? So for example, Kevin Hart, he teed up a shot,
Yeah,
chunked it into the water, and made a scene of himself at a
yeah,
prestigious event like the
yeah.
Masters. What's your take on
Yeah.
that?
Well, and I think they were saying Kelsey too, and there was a couple of other celebrities there. I think there's a time and place for that. Not Augusta. Not Augusta. Um, Although people are saying, "Hey, grow the game. You got to welcome, these people and let them
Mhm.
have some fun. It's just a game." But Augusta that's the exception to me. I would be okay with that almost anywhere else at any other course. But the Masters has this prestige. I don't want to be touched.
Right.
So when I think Masters, I don't want to think Kevin Hart.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think Jason Kelsey.
Yeah,
I don't.
agreed. Anywhere else,
Mm-mm.
I mean, there's plenty other opportunities for them
Right.
to showcase. All those West Coast tournaments. You could do it. You could do it at Pebble. You could do it down in
Sure.
Torrey Pines, down in Florida. There's the Cadillac. I think is this weekend.
Yes.
So that would be great. The Blue
Yeah.
Monster.
That I couldn't agree more. Even at Aronimink, I can see that Genesis tournament,
Yeah.
waste management, that's fine. But the Masters is just another league of prestige. You don't
Yep.
even need influencers. I mean,
Hmm.
the point of influencers and content creators, that was the word I was looking for. Content creators is to promote. I don't
Hmm.
think there needs to be any more promotion for something like the Masters. It just promotes itself and it promotes the prestige of the game.
Yeah, but I saw Mark Calcavecchia got escorted out for getting on his phone. I'm like, that's a little much. I'm like, he's a past. I don't know if he's ever got a green jacket, but
Yeah.
wow, they won't allow him to get on his phone, but they're going to let Kevin Hart make a mockery of
Oh
things.
my God, you're so right. I did see that.
I also saw Gary Players try to get his grandson to play with him, and they wouldn't let Augusta wouldn't let Gary freaking Players' grandson play around with him.
No
So
way. I gotta did that really happen?
look that up because it
Hold on.
may you know what I may have gotten some bad info, but yeah, look that up.
No. I'm looking at, okay, Gary
This
Player,
was about I saw this about I don't know 3-4 months ago.
grandson, Masters. Yeah. Yeah. Wayne Plight was Masters ban explained. Gary Player's son got booted. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and Gary Player was upset. I'm like he wanted that moment.
So where's the logic in
I
bringing on content creators and golf influencers and actors who have no business being?
hmm
That makes no sense to me.
yeah, I know. And so I think they need to
Wow.
have an honest conversation with themselves about the direction they want to go.
Hmm.
And if they're going to be strict, fine. You got to be strict across the board then, and not allow
Correct.
that nonsense.
Correct. What now you also have a presence on social media. I
Hmm.
do see your posts and what do you think what do you think would be like how could how could the golf world, which is known to have like a stiff upper lip, certain groups of people, marginalized groups of people aren't allowed in certain clubs. I'm not allowed to go to Squires, the merging of golf content creation with the golf world. How do you see? Because right
Hmm.
now, there's a lot going on in the golf space. YouTube golf is taking over. More people are watching YouTube golf and, for example, like the Internet Invitational over the
Actual
tournaments, the pro
tournament.
tournament,
Yeah,
yeah, actual tournaments. What needs to happen here
man.
from
I didn't
your
even know. I don't
take?
even know what YouTube golf is. I don't even know what that is. So,
YouTube golf? Oh,
what is that?
wow. What? Okay, so Bryson DeChambeau is
Yeah.
he's like an icon with YouTube golf. I feel him and Liv are they're like leading this initiative to bring more people. Obviously, the intention is to bring more people to like love the game.
Hmm.
However, maybe they're overstepping. Maybe we're getting too ahead of ourselves because we did get a lot of backlash from that kind of involvement from the Masters. What kind of happy medium should we
Hmm.
take?
Well, I don't know because I tend to like the silly golf videos when I see
I do
guys,
too.
but I see the comments and they're always like, "Not okay. This is not okay on a golf course." Whatever it may be. I sure like there's some don't mess up the beautiful turf and don't respect the course, but have fun. Like have fun. Guys are gonna get drunk and they're gonna post it and they're gonna post their buddy doing something dumb on a course. Some of that stuff
Yeah.
I love. I've seen. Are you talking about some of the trick shots that Bryson does? Is that what YouTube golf is? I don't
What
know.
yeah, he actually, yes and no. So Bryson DeChambeau, for example, he did a video with Steph Curry.
Yeah.
18 holes with Steph Curry, and
Yep.
I think they both broke 50 or 60. And it was an amazing
Best
production.
ball?
Yeah, they
Were they playing?
best ball.
Oh, got it.
Best
Okay.
ball. Yeah.
Well, how many times
So
did Steph can play? I bet, right?
oh, he's an amazing
Yeah.
golfer. Also, like locally, so something like that for,
Mm.
that would be categorically YouTube golf. But
I
yeah,
like
so
that a lot because you get to listen to the conversations. The between shot
yes.
conversation is what that gives you.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
I
it's a little
couldn't
bit
agree
more
more.
like for amateurs like me. That's you can learn a lot watching, just listening to what they're talking about between shots. All right, here's what I'm looking at. Here's why I'm going to use this club. Here's why. Here's the distance. Here's why you may not want to use that club, and you learn a lot. You get a whole lesson watching that.
This is very true. we're going, and I'm going to keep that in mind. But with that being said, we're going to segue to a little rapid fire.
Hmm.
If you're ready, you
I'm
won't,
ready.
you can turn your brain off, not turn your brain off. You ready?
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, see, you're doing great. You're doing
Uh,
really, really great on a golf podcast. So I'm very proud of you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Question number one. Eagles playoff game or Master Sunday?
To see in person or to just watch?
Now that's totally subjective. It could be in
Okay, because
person, it could be to watch.
well, I've never been to Augusta, and so if it's in person, it's Augusta. If it's to watch, it's the Eagles playoff game.
Okay. I can work with that.
Okay,
I think that would be my answer too. All right. Favorite Philly sports memory since arriving?
it hasn't happened yet.
Oh my God. Okay, cool. Okay. Most most underrated Philly sports story right now.
Well, I don't know if it's underrated, but Porter Martone is 19 years old, and he scored 2 goals in the playoffs. Only a few Hall of Fame hockey players have ever done that. He's still not going to be 20 for a while. He might break
Yeah.
records. Best story in a long time in Philly.
That's a really good one. I'm glad you mentioned that. One word to describe Philly fans.
Misunderstood.
Oh, Cali boy, thank you. Okay. I feel so misunderstood. Last question. Last question. Dream guest. Dream interview guest.
Oh, and it's probably not even going to be sports. Do they have to be alive
Anybody.
then?
Anybody.
Anybody?
Dream guest. Yes.
Um, Jesus.
Let's go. My
I mean,
arms
you
are
kidding
up.
me?
My arms are up. I knew this
Oh,
was going to be your answer.
yeah. I mean, come on. I have so many questions.
Woo, right?
Oh,
I just amen to that, like pun intended. Seriously. I
yeah.
I had my hands up. I knew it. I felt it coming.
Yeah.
Where can we keep up with you? Or you're on social media, obviously.
Jason Martinez TV. There's no rhyme or reason for anything I post. I usually sometimes I'll post work. Sometimes I'll post my wife and I in bed.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll my kids. I mean, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, and TikTok too. Same. Jason Martinez TV.
Jason, this was awesome. First off, I'm really glad that we got to connect. We're gonna
Yeah.
keep having more conversations. I definitely we have to collab. We're gonna do
Yeah.
that in the near future. All right.
Yeah. We can work on my swing. Okay. My driver, I need to take 20%
Yes,
off my swing. All right.
you got
I
it.
need you. Yeah. We can
I,
examine that.
are you a righty?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. I have such a difficult time teaching lefties. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm a righty
well,
myself.
I come back too far sometimes, and sometimes I'm there. I need to take 20% off and just. But I played baseball, so I'm always trying to mash the. It's the old. Every man's probably does this, but we all try to outdrive each other, and
Oh my
that.
God. Well, I'll take a look at your swing and we'll go from there. But I
Okay.
like to believe if you did shoot a 76, you've got some game. You've got
Yeah, a
some
little bit
athleticism.
again. Hmm.
Beautiful. Perfect. It'll be easy to work with you there. We're going to collaborate. And again,
Yeah.
it's always fun getting perspective from, again, someone who's right at the center of the Philly sports conversation every single night. Jason Martinez, thank you so very much for joining us at Pin High Philly. Keep it in the fairway, guys. I'm out.
See ya.
See ya.